Alrighty, we are here. I just went for a little bit of a walk, and it's like a little bit breezy. It's chilly. I guess it is October, and I do live in Canada, so that's to be expected. Today we talked about some copywriting stuff. The last week or 2 weeks was a lot more kind of mindset and energetic type stuff, but I want to bring it back to tactical and strategic because at the end of the day, the two have to be married. You can wish and envision and want very badly. But to me, copywriting is that beautiful bridge where we can learn to write copy. That goes for videos, social media. That goes for your sales page. That goes for your website. That goes for everything. When we can learn to write, and it's not a hard skill to learn. It's actually very conversational. That's going to be one of the rules, by the way. But once we learn how to connect, that's all it is. If we can replace copywriting with connecting, that's what we're doing. We're just using our words, whether they are spoken through a video. Hello. As you come in, say hello. I know it's early. I know it's a Thursday, but this is going to be really, really worth your time. So say hello as you come on in and let me know as you're watching this what's really going to pop out and what are you going to apply instantly. I'm letting you know right now, I have no copywriting course to sell. Right off the bat, I got no copywriting course to sell. What up, Don? But copy is a skill. There are many books on it, and it's a skill that's really worth learning. And I've studied copywriting for years. I'm sure 20, 30, 40 books, courses, coaches, invested in masterminds. And it was one of the biggest, more of the strategic or tactical things, a skill set that really got me results. The way you communicate, the way you connect, the way you use your words. And after years of doing it, I could probably break this down into 30 or 40 golden rules. But I find 5 stay evergreen or 5 stay at the seed of all the rest. I hope that makes sense. And I didn't want to overwhelm you with a list of 50 things. Maybe I'll do a podcast episode on that and I'll just list out 25 kind of rules. But I think more is sometimes less or less is sometimes more of just if we can apply these 5, it's game over. Every time you post something or create something, you don't need millions of people seeing it. You can have a very small audience. You can have 20 or 50 or 100 people. I've had videos that only got what up, Khalil? That on YouTube, that got 150 views. It's not that much, but the conversion was high because it followed a structure. Cool? I was just noticing the other day, I still wrestle with this. Great, so I really hope this helps you, Don. Copy doesn't have to be magic. Copy doesn't have to be complex. To hire a great copy, if someone's going to write your copy for $5,000, run. It won't be great unless they're just starting, trying to build a portfolio, and that's different. But if just someone has a service for that, because at the end of the day, this is what if you spend $100,000 for someone to write your copy, most of their time is going to be spent on research and on trying to speak your language, on being authentic. And so my first golden rule is just this. It's personal. So kids are great copywriters, by the way. So if you ask a kid to get something from their mom or from their dad, they will write or speak very persuasive. They'll style flex, they'll match. We just intuitively know. And then as we grow up, we stop being so direct and we don't ask for what we want. And so one of the first rules that I will say, again, if you're trying to copy someone else's style of video or of copy or of website, you've already lost the race. You've lost the battle. What up, Amanda? If you are to write an email to a friend and try to convince them to come see you, or creating some kind of win-win, usually that copy flows. We understand, we connect, we keep it personal, we speak, or we write, or we create the video, or if you are talking to someone in a conversation, you're just you. And you're using all your little isms. Copywriting does not have to mean that it's perfectly, the grammar is perfect, all of that is grammar. You can use words and things like, what up, Chris? Things like, yo. You type it and you're yo. Nothing wrong with that. You can break the rules that were learned or that we were taught in high school of grammar and of the English language. You can have fun painting or spreading or being you and just talking about your ideas or your little silly jokes that maybe no one even finds funny, but you think it's funny and you're sharing it, you're keeping it personal. And so the first thing I say, if I'm helping someone or working with someone or doing it myself, I just wrote pages and pages of copy for a new program called Breakthrough. Anyway, and the first thing I do is I'm like, okay, I sit down, I make sure I get into my flow, I do a few little exercises to just make sure that my vessel, my vehicle is clear, and I start typing. There's a structure to it, but the structure is like headline, subheadline, the story, the connector, then talk about the problem that you solve, how you solve it, then you introduce the offer, then you back it up with proof. Like that's easy to find. You can just Google sales page structure. Or for videos, right? You got 5 seconds to get attention, and then you talk about the problem you want to solve, and then you make sure that you connect emotionally by what solving the problem could feel like, and then you give the solution, then you give the call to action. That stuff's easy. We all know that. You can Google that. That's not the hard part. But we sometimes start thinking that maybe we're not enough, or maybe the way we speak or the way we write, what up, Chris, is not enough. And I'm letting you know, the more personal your website, your copy, your videos, your video sales letters, your sales pages, your emails, be building an email list. I make all my money through an email list. Social media, these lives are little pieces that add. It's always the email list. It's always been the email list. And in the future, it's going to even be more of build a list, build a list, build a list. Because less people are doing it because they think they can rely on social media. And then they realize the algorithm changes or their social media account gets shut down and they're done. Whereas the smart people like all of us in here, I hope, are building an email list so we can send out an email. But you keep that email personal, just like you're writing to your mom, dad, friend with a little bit of structure, but you're keeping it personal. Cool? Number 2, and I'm sort of making these up as I go because I have like 10 in my head, but I'm trying to think of the most important ones. I do this all day long, so this stuff, I don't plan these things. I just hit live and I'm like, how can I serve? Let me know if any of this is landing, and if that landed at all, that's an easy one. There's this one. So that. A lot of the times when I read someone's copy, a coach's copy, they're selling a program, or they're trying to get people to download their freebie or join their challenge or follow them on social media, subscribe to their website, take an action, it's very features heavy. It's features, not benefits. And so really we call this like a linking phrase or a linking word or bridging phrase. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can talk about it, but I think the easiest way to understand is just remember, so that. Or you can ask yourself, this is the way I was taught years ago, so what? So when you write something, it's like, so what? So what? What's in it for them? And so if I talk about, the feature of this, those Post-it thing is triple the stick. Stupid idea, but you get what I'm saying. Triple the stick. And if I was writing copy for that, I would write triple the stick. So that, or so what? What does triple stick mean? And if that was a pain point for people, which I don't know if it actually is, but maybe you have people use Post-its, but they're always falling off the wall. And it's really annoying because your team creates this beautiful collaboration for this big game plan. You like using Post-it notes, but the Post-it notes keep falling off. You come into the office the next day, they're all on the ground, and your entire plan is all messed up. This got triple the stick so that you get the point. In a coach program, same thing. I don't care if you have 12 modules. I don't care if you have 600 videos. I don't care if you're the world's best. I actually don't. So that your experience, and this is what your experience does for me. This is what triple the stickiness does for me. This is what feature does for me. I would probably almost put that up in number 1. These aren't in any order. I'm coming up with these as I go. But so that. Or so what? And that's a great question to ask yourself as you're going through your copy. Every time you write a paragraph, so what? Does this actually matter? Is this actually important? I know I see coaches start writing out their story, which is really important, but they get into way too much detail. Simplify, 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 which would be my number 3 one. Simplify. And here's why. Is when you are done writing copy, whether that's a post, whether that's a video, and you've kind of structured it out, or as you get better on video is a little bit more real time, which is a bit more of a difficult skill to master. But if you notice your videos are 12 minutes long, and you're talking a lot about just features of something, and you're talking about a lot of stuff that doesn't actually matter. Now, creating little isms and revealing a little part of yourself or talking about a little bit of a story here and there. What up, Lee? Say hello is extremely important. But when you are done, how much can you simplify? I usually find that 50% can go right away. We're either repeating ourselves too much. There is power in repetition. There's a time and place for repetition, especially repeating a phrase or repeating a promise or repeating your unique selling proposition in different ways. That's all good. Like, those should be repeated. But for the most part, I just see the same thing worded in a different way that only has to be said once, maybe twice. But it's extremely repetitive, or we're using sentences that are all complex because we're trying to prove how intelligent, great, yeah, right, really good, but how intelligent we are. And we're writing in these, it's like, dude, keep it simple. I always explain this, is if I had me, who knows nothing about rockets, I know nothing about rockets actually, and we had an engineer who studied rockets for 30 years, and we create a product that's going to sell a rocket kit, a at-home rocket kit where we create rockets at home, and they're promised to launch 250 feet high. Making this up, but 250 feet high. And if the engineer is in charge for the box and the copy on the box, and then he's in charge of going on stage for the launch of this rocket product in Toys R Us, and he goes on stage to try and sell the rocket, even though he knows more about the rocket than I do, he will most likely, unless he understands sales and marketing, he will most likely fail. Versus if somebody who doesn't know about rockets but is extremely enthusiastic and passionate, because I'd like to build a rocket that launches 250 feet in the air. I don't exactly care what's in the rocket fuel. I don't exactly care about the specifics of the aerodynamics. I don't specifically care about the composition of the material that makes the rocket. What I care about is that it only takes 10 hours. It only takes one person. Everything you need is in the box to do it. And it's past XYZ laws, so you can legally go out and do it. It's not considered a missile or a projectile. And that it looks cool, sounds cool, and will impress your kids. Making some of those up, but you get the point. I keep it personal so that we don't care about the composition. We don't care about what's in the rocket fuel. We care about the consumer. Me cares about your clients, your potential clients care about grades. So that makes sense. Okay, I could see myself doing that. That would be a lot of fun. That's really exciting. Ooh, let's do it. And whereas the engineer is on stage talking about all this boring stuff that nobody cares about, it's very cool. And if the engineer was selling a concept to other engineers, that would make sense. But the reason your clients are coming to hire you is because they don't have the level of understanding or of wisdom or of knowledge or of skill or experience as you do. They don't have that, or they wouldn't be hiring you. They'd be doing it themselves. They don't understand their bodies as much as you may understand the human body. They don't understand sales and marketing. Like, I could go on for hours talking about the art and the science. I'm extremely passionate about it because it is the only way you get your story out. If you have something inside you, the Bible and Jesus was a beautiful sales and marketer. He stirred stuff up. Eventually, he got crucified for it, but he stirred stuff up. The authorities hated him. If it was social media 2,000 years ago, he'd be all over social media. He'd be the biggest, he'd have a huge account and he'd be pounding social media, making people think, questioning the status quo. He was a brilliant marketer. And the Bible 2,000 years later, whether you read it or not, you know of it, chances are. Let's say like live in a rock, under a rock, in a cave. You get the point. You know about it. It was marketed. Whether it was consciously or unconsciously, whether they were meant to market it or not, the same rules apply. And so that's why I love it, is because we may not consider ourselves Jesus or Buddha, but you have a story. You have lives to change. You have lives to support and help. I'm not going to say save because you're not in charge of saving your clients ever. I used to say that 4 years ago. You have clients to save. You don't. They save themselves. You support them. You're not the hero. They're the hero. You're the support. And you can't put all of your emotional, it used to crush me. I was like, what the fuck? Why are people doing that? And now I'm just like, dude, here it is. And I support you and I'll cheer you on. You don't save or you will hate your coaching business. Little side note. So You want to simplify it. Use language that someone can understand, so when they read it or when they hear it or when they listen to it, they're like, ooh, that's good. Lee, let me know if this is landing. Let me know if this is making sense. Let me know, everybody let me know if this is making sense. I know I'm getting some ahas. Okay, what do we got? We got personal, so that, simplify, keep it simple, scarcity, urgency. I'm going to put urgency, although, urgency. Now, here's why I'm putting urgency. Can you guys still see this? Yes, you can. Urgency. Have fun with me here. Just play with me here just for a second. We all want to change. I was giving a funny joke here. Where is it? I was giving a funny joke here. I got this in the mail. Doesn't say a date. Like maybe it was a week ago. And it's from the Canadian Revenue Agency. I have an accountant. She handles everything. Like, I don't handle this at all. And so I made sure she knew and whatever. Like, I'll need to open this. Our tax season just came to an end a few months ago. And so corporate tax and all that stuff was paid. I don't even know what happens behind the scenes. I get the thing and I'm like, oh, great. Yep, paid, done. Yep, perfect. That looks good. Yep. I got reports printed every 2 weeks, every month. I know all the expenses. I know where the money's going, where it's coming. I love it. The best thing I ever did was hire an accountant. And made sure that she handled anything to do with bank account or taxes. Anyways, for a very long time, I wanted to make that change. It was causing me a lot of pain. I was like, I need to get an accountant. I need to figure out the numbers. Money was pouring in, but I wasn't keeping any of it. It was just all over the place. I didn't know what's going on. I wasn't taught that. I know how to do business. I know how to help. I know how to serve. I know how to show up, give value. But the rest, I don't know and don't care about. Never went to accounting school, don't know the laws, corporations and holding companies and all this stuff that I know is taken care of for me. I don't know any of that. I don't want to know it. I don't need to know it. I need someone who knows what they know to do it for me. That goes with 80% of my business. But for a very long time, I was in a lot of pain. Every year, I was sick to my stomach. Like it was so painful for 2 to 4 weeks. Like, just don't talk to me. It was so stressful trying to figure out my accounting and this and that. And it was a mess. I wanted to change. I did. I wanted to change. I genuinely did. I'm not a lazy person. Neither are you. Neither are your clients. Neither is your audience. If you ever resent your audience, been there, done that, you're like, why aren't they my offer is amazing. Why aren't they doing something with it? Why aren't they taking action on my lead magnet or on my freebie or whatever that may be? Or why aren't they loving my videos? Everybody wants to change. We all have a desire to change. I don't think anyone is actually lazy. It's just conditioning, and then it's also lack of clarity and all this other stuff. No one is, I won't go down the rabbit hole because actually us human beings and our brain is always trying to be lazy. But we all want more for ourselves. That's what I'll get at. We all have a desire to change. Your clients do as well. And you may create the most beautiful program. I still haven't opened this because I'm like, I don't like dealing with them. But if on the front they said urgent, this is, you have 10 days to respond. This is obviously not urgent. It's probably like the I don't know, whatever's going to be in here. I would open it instantly. I'd be like, oh shit, like now I have something to lose, or oh my God, they're coming up after me, or oh my God, what if I'm getting audited, or maybe I missed something, but it doesn't. It doesn't say that. And so I know I'm okay because the accountant's got it. I know we're okay. And it's just a silly example, but this example still rings true for your program, is a lot of people probably like your stuff. They probably really like it. And they really want to change. They really want to change. And they're even happy to pay you today. Like if you can start injecting this, you will have people pay you today. They're happy to. But you haven't given them a reason to. We need to take responsibility for that. We can't resent. We can't be like freaking people. We can't say what's wrong with their audience. I'm building an email list, but no one's buying my stuff. It's not them. It's not. It's all of this and urgency. How can you create urgency? Everyone's got something to lose. I guarantee you, if it just said urgent, your account's going to be shut down in 10 days. This would have been open a week ago. I would have dropped everything else I'm doing to make this happen. But the government comes last right now because I don't care. I got a mission and a plan to do, and they can whatever. When you have a company, I'm not sure how it is in the States, but in Canada, at a certain threshold, I think it's like $500,000 a year or something. I don't know, but they start making you pay, or if you're doing like 40,000 or 50,000 in 1 month or something, I don't know what it is, but they start making you pay taxes in advance. And I remember getting that letter, and I chose not to when I hit that threshold. I'm like, I'm not paying taxes in advance. So you pay a 2.5% interest rate. But I don't think it's fair, because the government is taking your money and then using it to make money. Like, it's not like they're holding on to it for you. And I didn't like that. So I choose to pay, like many people here, I choose to pay the 2.5 interest, and I'll pay my taxes when they're due at the end of the year. They kind of make a guess, kind of like if you're an employee. You know how employees, you get money taken out every month and then you get a return? That's what they do for companies when they hit a certain threshold. I think it's $500,000 a year or something. I don't know. Anyway, and I remember just turning out and like, I'm not doing that because of certain different reasons. They tried to, I don't think it's fair. But if I was the government, I would create more reasons why I should forward the money, or why I should pay advanced installments. But I was like, no, 2.5% is not enough of a reason for me to pay in advance. Because you don't have to. You just have to pay the 2.5. And I think it's like extremely, I think it's stupid. Like I would fight to make that go away. But I can understand as well, because they don't want a company making all this money and then claiming bankruptcy. But our stuff is tight because of the accountant. We always have cash on hand. Every month, a chunk for our taxes goes into another account. I can't touch it. End of the year, the taxes are always ready. Like, it's tight. It's tight. But it wasn't enough of a reason for me. There wasn't any urgency in that. And for many people, it's not. And I think if they tried to up that, we would all get a little bit upset about that, because I don't think it's right. But anyway, I get the point. You get the point. Or maybe something to do with coaching. That's my point. I really wanted an accountant. I was in so much pain. And then once I actually started having health problems and I realized how much money I'm actually losing, I was like, let me get an accountant. And it happened within a day. Like, I wanted to change for 2 years, my first 2 years in business, no accountant. And I was like, I'll change, I'll do it. Finally, I realized what I'm losing, how much money I'm losing on, and the sleepless nights. And within 24 hours, I had an accountant. She's been with us ever since. She's amazing. She's helped us grow, and she saves me money every month. She'd be like, here's the 3 things you could do to save you money. And I'm happy to pay the monthly retainer. But there came a time where it was urgent. I had to. Like, the pain of continuing was not worth the pain of actually changing. And we're all human beings. We all do that. But we need, everyone watching this, including myself, wants to make a change. You want to. I know you do. Whether that's to up your business, to level up your business, something with the body, something with the mind. You want to read that book. You want this, you want that. You want to go for that run. You want to go for that trip. But the urgency isn't there. Some people, they go to the doctor and they say, you got 12 months to freaking live. And all of a sudden, people are like, damn, okay. That trip I always want to do, I'm booking it now. And that family or the people I want to get close to, I'm going to get close to them now. And I'm like, if we could live our lives like that, game over. We would be excited every single morning. And I do my best to live my life that way, although I'm not perfect. There's times where I put things off for sure. But remember that your clients are in that same boat. Please let this land. This should actually be like number 1. Because I see a lot of coaches creating beautiful programs, beautiful offers, beautiful stuff, but there's no urgency. People are like, yeah, that's really cool. Congrats, that's really cool. And then you're like, 30 people told me congratulations, but no one wanted to buy my stuff. It's because there's no urgency. We could add scarcity to it, but scarcity isn't as important as urgency. And as coaches, you always have scarcity because there's only one of you, at least when you're starting. And so you can only work with 5 or 10 clients at a time. So there's scarcity already. But it's the urgency piece. 100%. And then I'm going to add a 5th one. So these will be the top 5. I'm going to do a podcast episode on this. Check out lucasrubix.com. Subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel, the coaching channel, Lucas Rubix on YouTube. Because I'm going to do a top 20. I have like 20 ideas floating around in my head. I'm just trying to pick out the top 5. So check that out. Make sure you subscribe to it. That'll probably be out. I have my next round of podcast recordings. We got Taylor Welch on the podcast today. That guy runs $1 million a month marketing or consulting type for $1 million a month. I'm really excited for his guests, but we do guests one week and then we do in-house episodes. So next week I'll be doing an episode and I'm going to do one on this. Anyways, final one here. Little side note. Don't mind me, Kevin. What's up? Can you guys still see this? I think this is cut off. On my phone, it's cut off. Let me know if you can see this. And if you can't, I shall just speak it. Proof. I think you... Yeah, no, you can't see that. That's totally cut off. Hold up. Wham. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's spelled... I mean, that's like grade 2 writing right there, but I love it. Proof. So, if we're going through this, you know, whether it's your sales page or your video or your copy or your website or whatever it is that you're trying to offer, and no one is buying from you. They think it's great. Your family's like, hey, this is so cool. Your friends are like, this is cool. Even strangers on the internet are like this. You need 100 followers. You can make money with 100 followers. I don't have anything to sell when it comes to copy. Of course, we teach it to our clients, but nothing specifically to sell. So I'm not trying to, shift your thoughts and your beliefs and knock over some dominoes, and then I'm not going to offer a copywriting course. I just know that copywriting changed my life, it changed my business, and it continues every single day. It would be the number one skill that's consistently helping me grow and expand, and every time we launch something, it sells, and it's successful, and it's not because I'm a genius or a magician, it's because I understand copy. That's it. So, if you've got a program, or a service, you've got a coaching program, or a group coaching program, or whatever that is, or you've got a book, or you've got a lead magnet, or you've got an email list you want to build, be building your email list. Or you've got whatever it is, and it's not selling. No one is doing anything. They might think it's cool, which is like literally the worst thing. When people like your stuff, you get like 30 likes, but nobody buys it or reaches out to you. It's kind of like it's discouraging. I get that. Stay encouraged and have the courage to keep stepping into it, because that pain creates urgency to make a change. But you got to keep showing up, and you got to keep getting real with yourself, saying, hey, I'm not a great marketer. I'm a good coach. I don't know sales and marketing. Let me learn it. So if you're having a hard time, number one, again, little recap, keep it personal. Let me know which one landed the most and which one you are applying today. Like right after this, you're going to be like, ooh, you know what? I can apply this. And you're going to go and apply that. Starting something new, creating a new lead magnet, creating a new offer, creating a new coaching program because you think your current one is not selling because it just doesn't work is a big, fat waste of time. Fix it. Test and tweak. Henry Ford style. Make your decision and then stick to it. Make your decision on what you sell and stick to it because you can sell it. So, keep it personal. Oliver, speak like Oliver. Do the Oliver things, the little isms that make you interesting, that make you different, that make you special, that make you unique. We're all special because of that. Number two, so that. Benefits over features. And have both. But if you have a feature, like I used in the earlier example, 3 times the stickiness. That's cool, but spell it out for me, dude. 3 times the stickiness, so that. 12 in-depth bonus videos, so that, to help you with, again, this is called the bridging phrase or the term or the words, and there's different ways to say it, but you get the point. It bridges the two. It bridges the feature and the benefit. You cannot sell people through features. We buy because of emotions. Like, we all know this. This is nothing new here. But that's how you do it. A lot of people say, hey, your clients don't buy off logic, they buy off emotion, or they buy off emotion and then back it up logically. We've all heard those things, but they don't give you the how. This is the how. You bridge the two. 3 times the stickiness, so that. Bonus, one-on-one call, so that. Or I'm the man, I'm the woman, I've got all this experience, this is why I'm badass, so that. There's always got to be something in it for the listener, the reader, the client, the potential client, the customer, whatever. You get the point. So that. Number 3, simplify or simplicity or keep it simple. Silly. 50% of most copy can just, when I look at it, I'm just like 50% of this can go instantly. It's repetitive. It's talking about stuff that actually doesn't move people closer. Remember this. This is, if I had to add a 6th one, it'd be this. It's a journey. Your emails that you send out, be building your email list. I can't stress that enough. If you want help with that, reach out. If you are bringing people through your email or your sales page or your video, remember it's a journey. And if you want to keep someone engaged in a movie, and you can get away with a little bit of, little bit of a inconsistency here, a little poor acting here. Maybe the scene is you can get away with a little bit of that, but too much of that and you lose your viewer. It's called a bad movie. People stop watching within 20 minutes. Now, a director in a movie has the job of keeping your attention for an hour and a half, which I think we can all agree that's very difficult to do in most mediums, but in movies, we can do it. Or a video game. If a video game was just the boring same thing over and over, no one would play it. It's just the right mix of keeping you engaged enough, just being difficult enough, so you're like, and then just when you're about to get bored, you actually beat the level and you enter a new world or whatever. I haven't played a video game in forever, but you get the point. So is the copy, so is your website. And if you make it too complex, if you're just joining us, rewatch this. If you're being the engineer and not like the excited kid about the product, and you're speaking like an engineer, not like the kid, not in kid language, simple, to the point, fun, personal, you are going to lose all of your readers. Unless there's always going to be a few who are extremely analytical and want all those details. They're always the hardest to work with anyway. So, like they want every little detail and every little thing. So, keep it simple. And I could give you more examples of that, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that lands the plane for simplicity. Again, your clients would not hire you if they knew what you know. They wouldn't hire you if they knew what you know. They do it themselves. They're hiring you. They're looking for assistance. They're looking for help. They're looking for coaching. They're looking to invest because they don't know what you know. So don't speak like you think they know what you're talking about. Simplify it. I know you have a lot on your soul, your heart. You could write books or you could, I get that. Keep it simple. Simple. Like a 5-year-old could understand. And again, the idea of a movie holds your attention for an hour and a half. We got to hold someone's attention for 2 or 5 minutes to read your stuff. And if you start putting too much shit in there and it gets all complex and just starts repeating itself, people are going to be like, okay, and they're going to leave. Not because they don't like you, not because they don't want what you want, but they're going to go to somebody else who keeps it simple, lands a plane, creates the emotional connection, talks about the benefits, so that makes the emotional connection, backs it up with logic, creates urgency, a reason to buy now, a reason to change now. Again, quick recap, we all want to change. We all want a better relationship, or we all want a better body, or we all want this and this and this, and we generally don't make a change until it gets bad enough for us to make a change. Paint the picture for your clients who are reading or who are watching. On both ends. I'm just like, dude, right now, and I say this, and this is just like, I say, the coaching industry is literally at its infancy, and every once in a while in the world, you can ride the wave. And right now, there's a wave to be ridden. And that's not posting on Instagram. That's creating the systems to build a coaching business. Right now, everyone is at home. Everyone's focused on the internet. In 6 months, what you're doing now is going to pay you in dividends if you can actually fully commit to making this thing happen. There's a golden opportunity for people who want to share knowledge and information and wisdom. And I don't just say that manufactured. The proof is there. The market speaks. I'm not making that up. You can read report after report after report, which is why I'm passionate. And I'm like, take up this opportunity. Go all in. Build out your systems. Build an actual business. Put in the time now because you'll reap the rewards. That's also creating urgency, of course, but it's real. It's not false. And then, of course, urgency into what could happen. I know what can happen if you just commit. You don't have to have that job. You don't have to be doing that. You don't have to be taking orders. You don't have to be shoveling shit. You can wake up excited, enthusiastic, do what you love, and make money doing it. I know because I've experienced it. I know because I see other people experience it. And so you need to share that. And I share it because I know that if I don't, there's going to be many coaches who have it inside them who just don't take me up on this, who don't put the time in now, and in 5 years are going to regret it when everyone else is having their business. And then, of course, proof. I shower stuff. You got it. You got to back it up. Whether that's testimonials, case studies, whether that's the results you've gotten, or if you make a claim, any kind of claim. Let's just say you talk about the 3 times stickiness. You could back that up. So how you would back up if one of the selling features was like 3 times stickiness on these things? I'd have it, maybe a picture of it hanging on the wall, and I'd have a little string attached to it holding a little 5-pound weight. That would be a visual. That would be more than enough to have someone say, oh yeah, okay, that's proof. A little string with a weight. Instead of telling show, don't tell. Now for coaches, case studies, testimonials, talking about your own results, talking about showing proof of things is the way we do it. And you can do that visually through videos, all this other stuff. But, like, always be collecting wins and testimonials. But you get the point. I'm like on point today because I'm making all this up real time. But if you have a sticky, I'm using this forever now. This is my example. Don't steal it. You can borrow it. Take it. Take it. You can have it. You hold a string, and now you've just proven. If I had a big thing, if on the package saying 3 times the stickiness, then I had a picture of it hanging a 10-pound dumbbell, or a video with a timer on it in hyperlapse, 10 minutes down to 1 minute, and it still is hanging there. People are like, yeah, of course. That's all the proof I need. But if I create a long paragraph talking about the proof and the technology of the stickiness and the glue and what we use and what we do, it's like I would lose people. Or like if a problem with these, which is not anymore, but probably back in the day, if you stuck something and took it off, it would leave like a mark. And so if I said this is the first ever sticker that you can peel off any surface, people are like, okay. But just because I said it, they don't believe it. Maybe I can have a quick video peeling stickers off everywhere, putting stickers on every surface and peeling it off for photos. That's proof. Now no one questions it, they can move on. Every time you make a claim in your copy and you don't back it up with proof, you just create a doubt in your clients' minds. And as they're reading your copy or watching your video, they'll be, they may not know it, but there's already doubt. And when they get down to the call to action, which should be on here as well, you need a call to action, of course, they won't make the decision because they have doubt. They don't believe it. They may trust you, they just don't believe it. They're not fully, And if you could back up every time you make a statement, if your coaching program talks about losing 10 pounds or getting more energy, back it up. What kind of phrase, what kind of photo, what could you share right after to back that up? So it's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. They can move on, keep reading. If you have too many hang-ups where you don't back it up, you've lost your people, and you dunsies. You can have the best program in the world, you can be the best coach in the world and sell nada. Because you suck as a marketer. At the end of the day, like I say that with love, but if you suck as a marketer or you don't choose to learn the skill of marketing, especially in 2020 and beyond, where now coaches actually have to be business people. 10 years ago, you just post stuff on YouTube and you build a business. Now you have to be a business person. You have to understand the basics, at least, of sales and marketing. You have to. If you don't, you just have this kind of influencer, fluffy business that is built on sand and can fall apart at any moment, which is cool if that's what you want. I respect that. Like a fly-by-night type biz, and maybe that's what some people want. Like they want to only work 10 hours a week and just kind of like mess around and get clients here and there. That's cool, but if you want consistent income, consistent increase in your list, consistent, I guess what the feeling we're going after is certainty, but if you want certainty, if you want measurable results and you want to be able to measure it, you've got to know at least the basics of sales and marketing, which is why I do what I do. I love it. I love it. It's changed my life, and I know it can change yours. So anyways, hope that helps. www.lucasrubix.com for anything else. We got the YouTube channel and the podcast. I'm cranking things up with breakthrough sessions on the podcast and the YouTube channel, maybe just the YouTube channel. That's like the internal work. And then the Coaches University and the coaching channel, and the other half of our coaching business is all about the tactics and the strategies and the copy and the sales funnels and the marketing and the email marketing and the social media marketing. That's what we do inside the Coaches University. Reach out if you're interested in information on that. Do reach out. We're doing something special with breakthroughs, so we're bundling something up this month. So if you want to join both and experience both and not have to pay for both, now would be a good time to reach out. Breakthrough is the internal work. It's going to be 30-day experience for that. That's all coming very, very soon. You'll get details about that very shortly. And whether you work with us or not, or whether you never unfollow me and never hear from me again, what I would say, if I could give you one golden nugget, one piece of truth, study sales, study marketing, hire a coach, join a program, study it just as much as you study coaching, at least for a little bit. And just become great at it. You don't have to be the best, just become great at it, and you'll never have a problem, you'll never have a problem getting clients. Yes, the markets will change. Yes, you'll have problems to solve. Yes, things will happen where you'll be like, I'm not getting clients, but you'll understand how to correct it. You'll understand how to speak to your people. And even if Facebook disappears tomorrow, and you have a Facebook group of 50,000 people, and you lose it tomorrow, it'll suck, but you'll be like, okay, I understand people, I understand language, I understand copy, I understand persuasion, I understand what a funnel is, and I understand how to get people interested and stop and listen. Learn that. That's not just for your business, that's for life. Like if you want to get what you want in life, you have to be a salesperson or a marketer. And create win-wins. It doesn't mean like selling ice to an Eskimo. That's not a good idea. Don't do that. But, selling a rifle to an Eskimo. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. So, and do you see how the right product worded in the right way? If you were to sell a gun, a rifle to an Eskimo, you wouldn't have to sell it that hard. You'd have to work hard to sell ice to an Eskimo, but not a rifle. The product speaks for itself. You have it laid out. You show the feature, how simple it is to use, the ammunition. It's really, really simple. And you could show the benefit of that, of what it would do for their hunting and their ability to live in abundance. And how you would simplify it. You would create urgency around it because you may only have 3 on your table. Or you may only be doing commerce in that area for a few days. And you could show proof it works. You could go out, set up a pop bottle, shoot the pop bottle, and ask them to do the same with their bow. And they couldn't do it with the bow, and they'd be like, great, the rifle, done. You don't have to sell it. That's what good marketing does, is it reduces the need to sell. Great marketing is this product, and it's there, and it has the headline, and then it has a string with a 10-pound weight, and it has a timer for 10 minutes hanging there, and it says it's 3 times the stickiness. That's the power of posting. You don't have to sell it at that point. People will make their own decisions, and if that's a problem for them, the stickiness is a problem, they buy it, and they pay whatever price at that point. They'll pay twice the price of any other Post-it or any other stickies. I hope this is landing. I really hope this is landing, because this stuff is mandatory if you want to have a coaching business in 2020 and beyond. With that said, I'm out of here. LucasRubix.com, www.lucasrubix.com. I challenge you, check it out. You will find something that will serve you, that will help you. Free downloads, videos, podcasts. You'll find something that will serve you. And put 20, 30 minutes a day aside. Study it. We create so much free stuff, but just because it's free doesn't mean it's full of it's low value. It's pumped with value. Check it out. I believe in value-centric models, especially into the future. Give away the best of the information, and if you want help with the implementation, if you like some guidance, some assistance, some accountability, join a community, then reach out and we'll show you what we got for that. So with that said, really, really appreciate you. Truly hope this helped. And I'm going to get in a podcast interview, so I'll talk to you soon.